Mama Samia Suluhu is absolutely right. Right as rain. Her decisions are sound. Her judgment is sober. Kenya is a rich. The political state of affairs in this country, to say the least, is just barbaric. Kenya is one big fat goon, and we just deserve ourselves. We don't need to go and give any piece of advice to anyone, because if anything, we've cheated on our reputation, we've defied our credibility, nobody respects us anymore, and yeah, we don't deserve any respect in the region. This is not to say that the individuals that tried to enter Tanzania to observe the judicial processes in that country were wrong. They could be right, they could be wrong, but the country in general, Kenya in general, starting from the government and the civilians, is one sick person and does not deserve to advise anyone on integrity, democracy, human rights, or even humanity. All this is credited to the one and only, the head of the country, Mr. William Ruto. Okay, that is the man that has dragged this country down the route of reproach, and it is thanks to him that this country is no longer respected. And you see, it's actually ironical that he still is the chairman of the East African Community. A veritable goon is the chairman of the EAC. Who would take democratic or diplomatic advice from Ruto, a president who is presiding over abductions and forced disappearances, a president and a government that won't take dissent and opposition, a government that won't swallow disagreement, a government that goes out of its way and uses the public resources to persecute one or two or three individuals that won't say yes to the government of the day, and they are not being violent, and they're not inciting anyone or any kind of violence or rebellion against the government. So we are chasing and persecuting individuals using public resources. We are abducting our own. We are forcing some of us to disappear. We are sending some of us to the graves, and we still want to go to some other countries and give some piece of advice. We should be benchmarking. We should be going to learn what other countries are doing, especially Tanzania. Tanzania is it is the most peaceful country in the region, and it has more population than any other country in the region, but they are relatively calm. I don't know much about what's happening inside Tanzania, but I've not seen fires. I've not seen bloodshed in the streets of Arusha.
Lakini tusiwe shamba la bibi, kwamba kila mtu anaweza kuja akasema nalo litaka lipo Tanzania halipo, watu wakajisemea tu. Lakini la pili, tumeanza kuona mtiririko au mwenendo wa wanaharakati ndani ya region yetu hii kuanza kuvamia na kuingilia mambo yetu huku. Sasa kama kwao wameshadhibitiwa, wasije kutuharibia huku. Tusitowe nafasi. Walishaharibu kwao, walishavuruga kwao. Nchi iliyobaki haijaharibika. Watu wako na usalama na amani na utulivu ni hapa kwetu. Kuna majaribio kadhaa. Niombe sana vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama na nyinyi wasimamizi wa sera zetu nje kutoa nafasi kwa watovu wa adabu wa nchi nyingine kuja kutovuka hapa kwetu. Hapana. Nimeona klipu kadhaa za kunisema niko bias na nini. Nalofanya ni kulinda nchi yangu, na ndio wajibu niliopewa. Kwa hiyo hatutatoa nafasi kwa kiumbe yoyote kuja kutuvurugia hapa, awe yupo ndani au anatoka nje. Hatutatoa hiyo nafasi.
Right? So the individuals, the emeritus Chief Justice William Mutunga, advocate or lawyer Martha Karua. We had Khalid, the human rights activist, and of course Hanifa and Boniface Mwangi. I don't want to talk about those individuals. They could have their own individual or personal flaws, which is acceptable and understandable. But this country, Kenya in general, is one country that has lost its beautiful, credible, charismatic reputation in the face of the world. And if anything, we need thorough introspection. We need to sit back and reflect on our own, in our own issues as a country, and what we need to correct before we start mouthing around and running around to advise anyone. Not even the donkeys in Morocco need our advice. Okay? So Kenyans, keep your tails in Kenya. Stop taking your rush-infected bodies in other people's countries, and forget about the region. Up until you get your shit right, up until you clean your mess, only then you deserve some audience. But before you clean up your mess, before you clear your name out of the black book, stay in your country. Let's stay here. I'm a Kenyan and I support it. Mama Samia Suluhu, you're absolutely right. I know you're cautious about your country. You don't want exploitation of rebellion and political filth. Okay, so keep your country safe. I hope and wish that all goes well and justice be done. But in the meantime, Kenya needs tucheze tu chini, jaba yetu tukule hapa Kenya, and just forget about the region. Okay, yes, you can be dirty and you want to speak on cleanliness. You can be filthy and you want to speak about sanity. Hiyo ni jaba. Okay, so Wakenya, tukae na jaba yetu hapa up until we get it right. And if you want to restore your credibility, if you want to restore your power and your reputation, you gotta swap the head. Swap the head. The head of the country needs to be swapped with the correct head, because what we have right now, I'm sorry to say, but it's reprobate. Okay, an unprincipled individual that won't take dissent, won't accept a position, won't listen to the holder of the sovereign power, which is the citizens. The citizens, according to the constitution of Kenya, and I think a lot of constitutions in the world, the civilians, the citizens of the state are the holders of the sovereign power. The sovereign power rests with the people. So if the leader won't listen to the people, who is he governing? And on what laws? On what constitution? That's a dictator. It is even worse. I don't even want to go there. But yeah, if you want to restore your reputation, do the right thing. Okay? 2027, the day of reckoning. One term. One term. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Remember to share, follow, and subscribe.